in discussing the concept of Khilafah or Caliphate and political leadership in Islam, there is a need to provide critical discussions and deeper reflections of its nuances. We cannot simply conclude that every single concept or doctrine that was developed by scholars more than 1,000 years ago can totally and conveniently be applied to the context of our contemporary era. There is a need to question some assumptions of our fundamental understandings of these concepts, for they were not formulated in isolation of their respective social and political contexts of the time. We need to dig deeper into our texts and critically examine the discourses around them. Oftentimes, discussions or critical explorations on the validity of these concepts and doctrines were sealed by declaring that these issues are considered to be ijma' or have been unanimously agreed upon, and therefore they claim the discussions are believed to have been conclusive. However, is this long-held assumption even valid to begin with? Are there no alternative discourses to these issues? In the case of the Khilafah, is it really fundamentally conclusive that the only political system that Muslims can live and participate is the Caliphate system? Has the system not ever evolved and undergone changes in the different era of various Muslim dynasties? In defining the term Khalifa, was there only one single conception and theory by scholars? What about issues with regards to the legitimacy of the Khalif? Initially, according to a number of hadith narrations, only the Quraysh can assume the caliphal office. We know, however, that in the course of Islamic history that spans over 15 centuries, this has since changed. In the light of the changing context, and also in the different world order and emerging contemporary political system, is Khilafah the only ideal and legitimate system for the Muslims? We have seen claims by some people that Islam cannot coexist with democracy. They claim that Muslims cannot participate in the political process of modern political system. Non-Muslims cannot be elected by Muslims. Women cannot lead. Are these the kind of religious teachings that we want to perpetuate to our society? Are we sure that the answers to these questions have been cast in stone in the traditional text that leave no room for reassessment and rethinking? Clearly, ladies and gentlemen, this is not the kind of religious narrative that we want to promote. We need to challenge such claims and provide compelling arguments that are sound and relevant. Muslims have to be guided to be able to question claims of ijma' in issues of religion. Part of inculcating critical thinking now in our community is to expose them to myriad of religious viewpoints and discourses. We should promote our community to study Islam comprehensively and not to develop absolutist religious views. Religious absolutism is dangerous, as it fuels sectarianism that drives some to conveniently declare others, even among Muslims themselves, as heretics only for their differences.